What's up, guys? Today I'm going to take a second look at Exanima. The last time I looked at this game was actually just over a year ago. They're making progress on it. It's pretty slow considering it's been a year, but the game is just so amazing to me. I've put well over 100 hours into it over the past year, and given how little there is to do in the game, it's pretty impressive time-wise. So right now you've got the game and the arena. The game is sort of a survival horror top-down third-person game, and then the arena is where you really learn to fight so that you can survive in the top-down third-person game. So first thing I'm going to do is check out the arena. There's the practice arena, but then which the practice arena is just I think 8 fights in a row or 6 fights in a row, and then there's 2 levels, novice and expert, and you have to beat novice before you can go to expert, which I guess it reverted my progress, but I've definitely beat that. And then there's an actual arena mode where you make a character and then go in and in the arena mode, and you got some options, and it's not fully fleshed out. There's going to be NPCs and stuff in here in the future. But you have this board over here, and you can manage all your fighters. And then you have this board over here, and you can choose what fights to go into. If your main character dies in the arena, your entire arena team gets wiped out. So do not fight with your main character. Your main character should be your arena's manager. And then there's a store over here to buy stuff for when you win fights. So first thing I'm going to do, for those of you who haven't seen this game before, I'm going to actually go into the arena and show you what a little bit of the combat is like. So let's go for a master level duel. I'll go with one of my master level guys. And we'll get in here and fight. So this guy of mine, I'm in this guy over here. He's got plate armor, but not full plate like the guy with the polearm that I'm fighting. And one of the things that you have to know when you are fighting in this game is that your character's movement is relevant to where the cursor is. So if you see that I'm moving the cursor, my character always stays facing the cursor no matter where he goes. So if I move the cursor over here, my character's going to turn around. So it's not a twin stick shooter type controls. He actually hit me through my shield on it. Alright. And fighting guys in plate armor with a sword is a little bit difficult because I have to hit them hard enough that it damages them through their armor. And he's using a freaking pole hammer, which of course is probably one of the best weapons for fighting someone in armor. But I'm most likely gonna win. I almost always win. Unless I do something silly or very wrong. But if I hit him hard enough, it'll block or it'll stop his attack. And one of the things they've added since the last time I did a video on this game is they've added thrusting. So I'll see if I can get a few thrusts in here from a good angle. There we go. Let's get back in the light. All right. Oh. I have to actually concentrate. I don't want to die when I'm trying to show off. But I'm doing pretty well. As you can see, I'm still at about 80% health. There we go. So the game's combat system is very unique, and here's the thrust. And the thrust actually follows where your cursor is. So if you have your cursor over someone's head, it'll hit them in the head. If you have your cursor over someone's feet, it'll hit them in the feet. And the inventory system. So once I beat this guy, I can take his stuff. And I'm already very well armored, but obviously he's better armored. This armor is extremely expensive, so I don't have it on any of my guys because I'm trying to save up. But unfortunately, I don't get to keep it. So the inventory system in this game is really cool. It's layered. If you ever played a game like Ultima Online, you'll see that it's pretty similar. So you've got your padding, and then your chain, and then of course your shoes, and then your greaves for your legs, and then on top I think there's 4 or even 5 layers. You've got your padding, your chain, and then you have a nice leather coat, and then you've got a belt, and then your breastplate. So that's 5 layers. I actually think the breastplate and the belt are on the same layer. It's just they don't overlap with each other. And one of the cool things is, take the belt off, you'll notice that, or if you put it on, it's a little hard to notice, but it actually cinches down your coat, which is pretty cool. And then even for the head, you've got your arming cap, and your coif, and your helmet. So the inventory system in this game is really cool. The combat system in this game is really what makes the game very interesting. So you can right click and move around like you can in a lot of ARPGs, but once you're actually in combat mode, you can still right click and move around, but you can't actually fight with your mouse. You have to follow your mouse, or your character follows where your mouse is looking. So if I'm moving left, so if in a traditional twin stick shooter, moving left moves you left, moving right moves you right, moving forward, backwards. But in this game, if I'm looking the other way, pressing left still moves my character to the left. So the movement is based on where you're looking, and it's a little difficult to get used to, but it's very rewarding once you do get used to it. Especially if you like this type of game. So that's my high-level arena fighter. And everything in the game has physics enabled. That's one of the big things about the game is you can... And there are physics-based puzzles and traps and stuff like that in the game to maneuver with, and if you find a sort of like a hole in the ground, you can cover it up with wood planks, and as long as you got it well covered, you can walk over the hole, stuff like that. You can manipulate the environment. You can even pick chairs up while you're moving and put them in front, or while you're in combat, and put them in front of your enemies to block their positions and make them trip over it. And overall, I just think this game is really cool. So this is the arena, and you can have multiple characters in the arena. Check out some of my other characters. And you have characters that you can create, which you recruit, and then characters that you can hire, which are NPCs that fight for you or with you. And let's see what she's got. The system... So at each arena level, you have inept, aspirant, novice, adept, expert, and master. And you have to equip your characters for every level. And for a level they're not ready for yet, I make sure to leave them mostly naked, because you can forfeit a fight if you go in and you go, whoops, I was not prepared for this. So that's sort of the arena system right now. It's very basic. Like I said, once they've worked on it a little more, there's going to be NPCs and whatnot. Because right now there's not even an NPC vendor to sell you stuff. You just click on the desk and it brings up the shop. So let's look at the actual game. And I'll start a new game and show you guys a little bit of what it's about. So there's classes now. There's not... some of the classes are going to be able to do different things. I think the Unknown and the Villager might be able to cast magic. And the Knight, he's more martial, but he starts with a suit of plate, which is actually really nice for new characters because the game is pretty hard. And kind of scary. It's a very intense game when I first started playing it. Since I'm much better at the combat now, it's a lot less scary. And I'll start as a knight, and I'll show you guys a little bit. You can customize your character some. So can I actually, if you go to the next and take off the gear and then go back, you can see there's options. If you wanna Dark Souls it up and be a fat guy, you can do so. Skinny, muscly. Also, your height actually affects, since it's a physics-based game, your height actually affects things like your swing strength, because you're able to get that swing going out from a little further. But it also affects, if you're really short, sometimes other people's swings will go over you, go over your head, which is kind of cool. And we'll do short hair. Actually, there you go. Short hair. Alright, and then put my armor back on. So this is actually really, really good armor. It makes starting the game a lot easier. And you have global experience. So what global experience is once you've played the game enough, you'll always have these 5 points to start with. And you can forget yes, forget yes, forget yes. Okay, now I can actually choose what to go in. First thing you always want is Remise, because that makes you able to swing your weapon back and forth. Abandon your attack, quickly parry. Maneuvering, useful. Where is it? Yeah, deflection. Am I going to use a shield? Or post after? Yeah, let's go with that. There's so insight, insight and concentration meditation. I think all of those are going to be magic related, but I'm not sure. And then range combat, also not in the game yet. There's going to be dual wielding, magic, range combat, all in the game. But for now, everything is melee. No range weapons, no dual wielding. So you can either use one-hander and shield, one-hander and torch, or a two-hander. And let's go into the game. So when the game starts, you're in this dark room. And if you start as a knight, you land in the room like a badass. And I actually should have shown you. Let's back out. So, new game. If you look at the descriptions, you'll see you don't know who you are, but there may be great potential in you. So I guess that's the mage class or the caster class. Villager, you're a cobbler. Someone ambushed you and dumped you into this dungeon. Proctor, you're sort of a military official. And there was another proctor that went in before you that has not reported back. And then the knight. Lord has tasked you to investigate a series of disappearances in this place. Villagers of Benson and Pern, I guess, are the nearby areas, and the trail has led you here. So I'll go back and continue. And you'll be able to see all of my other characters from here. So once you make a character... Well, actually, I accidentally didn't name that last character, but it looks like it named it based on the character I made before that. So this is where you continue all your games from. And you can see some of my other characters. But we'll go back to the one I just made and continue. Oh, I need to select another. Okay, now continue. And you start off in this room. And even from the very beginning of the game, there's stuff, you can interact with stuff. This is a weapon if you want it. But if you start as a knight, you start with a weapon and some heavy armor, which really makes the beginning of the game a lot easier. But like I said, once they put those extra classes or those extra abilities in, like magic, you're gonna want to start as maybe a caster. So that'll be interesting. So let's see if I can walk up this. A little bit, yeah. And like I said, even in the first room, there's stuff to explore. So there's secret over here. Barrel lid. Lid of a barrel could be used as a shield. Grab it. Ah, see, now I have a shield. But it's dark, so we'll switch the mace and the shield to my secondary weapon. There's that other barrel. Can I see down into those? So it's an exploration and it's explorative and immersive and just really neat. So I move around when I'm not in combat with right click and hold, and you interact with stuff by left clicking it, and even doors are physics based, so you click the door and you drag it open, and when the door is closed, if you click it and drag it the other way, it won't open. So pretty neat stuff. And I've played through this level so many times, I know exactly where to go to do all the things. But for a lot of first-time gamers, this is going to be... It's like I said, it's really immersive. The environment is incredible. It's like, I don't know what I'm doing. And I don't know why I'm here. And there's this creepy dude. What's up, creepy dude? Can't talk with him. He's definitely armed. Hello? Can I come in? I'm coming in. There's a chest in here. I did not know that. Oh, it's got a hat. Well, there you go. He left. Alright. And there are a lot of secrets. Well, maybe not a lot of secrets, but there are enough secrets that you're going to want to make sure you explore everything. And not all of these AI will attack you. Some of them will attack you. Some of them won't. You got to be careful when you're moving around the game. Pair of gloves. There you go. I've already got my exposed parts covered up. That's nice. And the game is all about exploring and trying to figure out what's going on. As some of the other characters start with a note, and the note basically says, I'm here, I've been tasked to figure out what's going on in this place. And the way you find out what's been going on in the game is through exploration and finding notes that other characters have written. And it's just, overall it's a really cool game. The quality of the game is very, very high. And I'm very satisfied with it, so let's see if we can actually find someone who will get into combat. I know this character is wearing a full Gambison set, which is padded armor. So on the first level, if you want to get some light armor, if you don't start as the knight, that's a good character to kill, but it's not aggressive, and it's got a big two-handed axe, so you might get your ass kicked. So if they're not, yeah, see, they'll just sort of ignore you if you don't mess with them a lot of the time. Some of them are aggressive. So in the back of the first level, you come in this room, and there's a guy dead at his desk. You click on him, he's got a note on him. Someone's disappeared. And in this game, you get experience based on things like finding quest items and letters. You don't actually get very much experience from combat. Let's see, can I put that on? No, that takes place of the plate. There's a little shield here, but I got this barrel lid, which is a way better shield than this little thing. And there's a key on the desk, so you always got to make sure you're watching out for stuff like that. Key on the desk. Alright. Now, I know where that key goes to already. These are spoilers for the first level, but a lot of the game is like this. You move around the game world and you explore, and you know, when you first play the game, you're definitely going to want to open all these doors up and see all of the NPCs. Uh-oh. This guy doesn't like me. mace doesn't play around. And your character automatically blocks and parries. Otherwise, the combat in this game, a lot of the oh, where are you going? No, you don't get to. You don't get to attack me and just run away. Oh god. Okay, maybe you do get to attack me and just run away. Alright. Oh, neat. I've actually never seen one do that. So I swung a weapon near him and he pulled his weapon out like he was ready to fight. Oh god. But then he put it away when he realized I wasn't attacking him. So the AI actually react, and once the game is a little bit more developed, there's going to be AI that you can actually talk to and recruit to fight with you, because already in the arena you can get other AI to fight with you. You'll do doubles and skirmishes while fighting in the arena. And there's stuff like this in the game. I guess these guys killed each other. Metal bar. Tunic, can I put that on? Yes. And I only know from experience there's a key on the ground right here. Really hard to see. Double click a key, click on a door, and it might open it. Oh, there's a dead person in the corner here. I guess maybe that guy outside died trying to protect his woman. Take that. Actually, I don't need it. I've got a better weapon. So reinforced chests always have the best stuff in them. And that's about it. It's a good little overview of this game and how it works. It's a really cool top-down, innovative, not necessarily intuitive. Getting used to how the combat works is not very intuitive, but once you do, it's really fun and rewarding. At least to me it is. So I hope you guys enjoyed this second look at Exanima. And Exanima is actually a prequel to another game that's being worked on called Sui Generis. Oh, I don't know who you are or what I did to piss you off, but I'm gonna kill you. In one hit! Oh my god, I almost never kill anything in one hit. But I nailed him with the head of the mace right on top of his head. You always want to look out for upgrades. See, I've heard people say that sometimes I'm pretty sure they're zombies or something very similar to zombies, but sometimes some of them will befriend you and start following you around and help you fight. I've never actually had that happen with me. And a lot of times I just go through and kill them all because I never know which one is going to be hostile or not. But as you can see in what I've been doing so far, only 2 of them were actually hostile to me. So if you don't want to fight when you first start playing, you do not have to. And overall, I just really enjoy this game. I want to get the word out to as many people as possible. That's why I'm making this video. The progress on it is pretty slow, and that probably annoys a lot of people. But just the overall quality of the game to me is phenomenal, and the amount of enjoyment I've gotten out of it, even though it's only partially completed, for $15, which is what it costs right now. I mean, I can't beat that. I love everything about this game. I think it's really cool, and like I said, really innovative. So, I hope you guys enjoyed this second look at Exanima a year later. Hopefully, the game is done within the next year. There's currently 5 levels out of 15, but they've been actually pushing updates out pretty rapidly recently. And then, like I said, there's things like ranged combat and magic and dual wielding that are all going to be put in the game. So, thanks for watching. And if you think this game is cool, check it out. Like I said, it's only $15 on Steam. I guess it's early access, and until they actually release it, it'll stay cheaper than full price.